What's up, Boys and Girls Club? This is Mr. Zane again. Today we're going to be doing another science experiment. This one is going to be called the fire snake. It's not going to require too many materials, but it will require adult supervision and personal protective equipment, which includes the goggles and the gloves. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start looking at the materials. So right here we have some sand. I went ahead and put it into a measuring dish. You don't necessarily have to do so. You can find 50 pounds of sand. These bags are at like Home Depot or Lowe's. I think it was like $3 or $4 for that bag that I got. You're gonna need some sugar, as well as some baking soda. And we'll get into how much later as we go through the steps. You will also need some lighter fluid. You don't have to have this specific kind. This is just what I have, and some type of lighter. As I mentioned before, guys, this experiment does include fire. We're going to be looking into chemical reactions, so it's very, very important that you have your gloves and your goggles. I also have this here based with water in the event that something goes unexpectedly, and I do have a fire extinguisher on hand. So it's very crucial, guys, very crucial that you have a parent supervising you while you do this, them helping you when you don't feel comfortable doing some of the certain steps. But yes, and then also I kind of have it laid out like this. You don't have to have it laid out like this, but you can use a ceramic bowl. I have one of these little trays right here, and I went ahead and set up some aluminum foil underneath it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the steps. Okay, so step one. We're gonna wash our hands. I've already washed my hands, but that is something that you need to do. So if you need to pause the video, go ahead. Then we're going to put it on our PPE, so our gloves and our goggles. I know I've said that a couple times, but I can't stress it enough. We also need to find our adult, find our parent, find someone that can monitor this and help us out so that we stay safe. And let's go ahead and move on to step two. Okay, so step two, I have my aluminum foil set. I have my dish. Like I said, y'all can use ceramic bowls. And now we're going to cover the bottom of it with our sand. So we're gonna go ahead and just start filling it in. We're gonna fill it, and we can go ahead and, we can put a pretty good amount. And then we might smooth it out a little bit. All right, now we're gonna move on to step three. Okay, so this is gonna be step three of the fire snake activity. We're gonna get 4 tablespoons of sugar and pour this into a different bowl. So that's 4. And then we're going to go over here and get our baking soda. And we are going to pour a tablespoon of baking soda. A little bit extra. And we're going to pour that on top. And that is step 3. Step four, this is going to be our bowl that we had just poured the baking soda and sugar in, and that was 4 tablespoons of sugar and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. We're just gonna stir this thoroughly just to make sure that we have everything well mixed, our new mixture of baking soda and sugar. So yeah, y'all can do this for 20-30 seconds. It doesn't have to be too well mixed. It just has to make sure that the baking soda clumps are well mixed. All right, so this is gonna be step 5 of the fire snake. You are going to make a little mound or a little ditch, you could say, in your sandbox. So it's gonna be a little bit more rising on the outside, and it's gonna get a little bit more down to the pan in the middle, and that's gonna be step 5. All right, this is gonna be step 6 of our experiment. This is the part that I was emphasizing earlier in the video. We will be using lighter fluid. It does not have to be this type, but we will be using lighter fluid. So if we need to get adult supervision or pause the video to get a parent or someone of that nature, this is the time to do so. We will also need to have our gloves on for sure at this part, and our goggles. So if you need a little bit of time before you come back to us, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a pause so that y'all can go and do what you need to do. Okay, Boys and Girls Club, so I'm assuming by now we have our adult. So this is going to be for our parents. We're going to use our lighter fluid. We're gonna go ahead and douse the middle section right here. So we don't want to try to get it too much on the outside, but we're gonna douse that middle part. And that concludes step 6. Okay, so this is gonna be step 7. Step 7, we're gonna be going back to our mixture of the baking soda and our sugar. By now we should have parents and members present. So at parents, if you think that your member can do this, then that by all means. If you feel like you need to step in and do this part, that is all but good. We're going to pour our little mixture into our mound. Okay, so we're gonna pour it, and we're gonna try to pour it slowly so we can kind of keep it in that middle. We can keep it in that middle area. And that should do it. So step 8 is optional. I recommend it. We're gonna go ahead and douse a little bit more of this lighter fluid on the top of our new little combination here. Okay, Boys and Girls Club, this is gonna be step 9. This is where the lighter comes in. We wanna make sure that we are stepping away when we do this. Parents, if we feel the need that we need to do this, that's perfectly okay. And we are just going to light the middle of it. And as we can see, we see the chemical reaction occurring with the baking soda coming off the fire. Okay, Boys and Girls Club, so in this part, there's not a lot of talking, but we did go ahead and add a little bit more lighter fluid after the chemical reaction quit and lit it one more time just to see if we could get different results. So that is what we're seeing here in the rest of the video. Okay, Boys and Girls Club, so as we can see, we did not quite get the outcome that I had expected. Instead of one very large snake, we have a what looks like it could be a snake pit, so multiple small snakes in our sand. That is the thing with science as far as outcomes go. You have to test, use your test analysis to make sure that you do every single step flawlessly. Because one small mistake could mean a different outcome. So will mine look like yours? Maybe not. It could. It all varies. On variable change and things of that matter. Please feel free to like this video, subscribe to Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County. You can follow us on our handles on Instagram, BGC Brazoria. Like I said, Facebook and YouTube, Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County. Leave comments, tell us how your fire snake came out, what you did differently. And but more importantly, guys, y'all have a great rest of your day. Peace.